You're back, weighing in with Travis Hartman. Guy across the table from me is the show's namesake. That is Travis Hartman, a.k.a. Weekend Trav. I am B-Money, the producer. We're here to talk about February 2nd here in Orlando, Florida at the Caribe Royale. We have Ashton Sylve in the main event here. This is MVP show, Most Valuable Promotions. Once again, February 2nd. We've gone to a lot of these shows, Weekend Trav, and they're really pumping it through Orlando, so we're happy to see that. So we got Ashton Sylve on the card. We have a few other names we'll talk about. Let's start there, though. Let's start at the main event. Ashton Sylve, I think, taking on, I don't know his first name, but Falcao, if I'm correct, from Brazil.
Yep. I want to let people know before we even start this gig is that we're not just popular on Spotify because of our sexy voices. We're also popular on YouTube, which we do a video, as you can see B-Money's beautiful, sexy hair and beard. And you know what? I am comfortable in my sexuality to say that because I am married with a kid and 2 on the way. B-Money is married. That's
usually
with 2
where it
kids
starts,
well.
by the way. Okay.
But I have to put that out there. So, because all the haters. But yes, we've said this a long time ago, and we have been on the Box Lab train, Box Lab Promotions.
Very true.
They have successfully, over the last, 3+ years, brought quality high-level fights to Orlando, Florida at the Caribe Royale.
Yeah, not only quality, but quantity. We've had a lot of shows there over the past couple of years, and we're starting 2024 off just the same way.
More television, too.
And more television shows. So is this on DAZN as well?
Yes,
So
it
this
is.
will be on DAZN. So Box Lab as well as MVP. Ashton Sylve is one of Jake Paul's signees. I think he might have been the second one because Serrano was, I believe, first.
I think Ashton Sylve was first.
Was he? Okay.
I'm pretty sure.
First guy, let's just say it that
there we
way.
go.
First
We can go with that.
male fighter in the stable. So they are obviously wanting to push this kid pretty hard. Nice guy. We've met him. We
Super
talked
nice.
to his father a little bit here, trying to get him on the pod, or at least the interview segment. So let's talk Ashton Sylve. Let's talk because you saw him fight last time he was in town.
Yeah, he's 10-0 with 9 KOs. With the first time I saw him fight, I think he was 8-0 with 8 KOs. And actually, at the Caribe Royale was the first fight that we watched of him. Was also the first fight he actually went the distance. He went an 8-round decision, and he won. He won every single round still, but it was the first fight he actually went the distance because before that he hadn't seen the 5th round. In 8 professional fights, most of them were first-round knockouts. So the kid can punch. He's a 135-pounder. He's a lightweight, so the kid can punch. He's exciting. So when you go to his fights, usually the lighter weight guys, you don't see a lot of knockouts. You just don't, right? They're lighter, but this guy was 8-0 with 8 knockouts. Now he's 10-0 with 9 knockouts, fighting in his first 10-rounder at the Caribe Royale right here in Orlando. Like I said, like you said, on DAZN. I think it's his toughest fight to date, right? It's a guy who's 13-2. Ashton Sylve's 10-0. I think they're moving him properly. I think that they're testing him properly. I think they're putting him in with opposition that, like, his last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. His last 6 fights, counting this one, will be all against winning records.
Yeah.
So I think it's pretty solid, which I think what shows you is MVP Promotions has confidence in their fighters because they're matching them with guys that are tough. They're not just putting him with tomato cans. I mean, the kid's 10-0. He could easily fight a guy who's like 5-5 at this point, and nobody would say anything about it because it's normal. But they're not. They're putting him with a guy that's 13-2. So that's a lot of confidence in Ashton Sylve, and I like it because the kid's young.
Yeah, 20
I believe
years
he's
old.
20.
20 years old.
I think he just turned even possibly, but the kid's super young. So I like that. And I think that, again, MVP Promotions, which is a Jake Paul's promotion company, as much as hate as we want to give the kid, I have to give Jake Paul credit when it's due. And he's bringing along guys correctly.
So here's the thing. I mean, so we don't know a lot about his opponent, but Esteban Falcao. So he's Brazilian. And I'm looking up on BoxRec right now as you're talking. He a couple of fights ago he did lose 2 in a row, but he's on a 2-fight win streak. One TKO against a guy that looks like 18-0. Okay, and then he fought another dude that was 10-1-1, unanimous decision there up in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. So this is not a slouch by any means that's coming into fight. And 27 years old is Falcao, and you just don't know sometimes when these guys come up from South America. You know, are they 27? What kind of experience do they have?
True, right?
Legit. So this should be pretty interesting, very entertaining. And I guess we shall see what happens there, Weekend Trav. Estevan Tuni Falcao Florentino.
Yeah, and by the box, I want to say this: the BoxRec rank. So BoxRec has their own rating system. Yeah. It's kind of like the BCS, the old BCS, where it was like there was a formula based on records and strength of schedule and all that, right?
Because they always had Florida State was usually in the top 5 no matter what.
So strength of schedule was a big deal, right? So Ashton Sylve is ranked 63 by BoxRec rankings. Falcao is ranked, I think Falcao. He's ranked number 72. This is a pretty even fight based on that rating. And they base that rating on, it's not opinion at all. There's a formula they do. So I think it's a solid fight. I think that we're seeing some very solid matchmaking. And that's just the main event.
Yeah. Yeah.
The rest of the card is put together very nicely.
Yeah,
and
so let's...
that's a lot of thanks to the matchmakers as well, and I like
They're doing a great job, and I like it because they're peppering in not only local talent, but also pulling in talent from elsewhere as well. And
all
so
over the
even,
world.
I mean, even Sylvia, I think he fights out of California, if I'm not correct. Yeah,
he does,
Long Beach.
He does.
So we have that, and then we obviously have his opponent coming from Brazil. But we have some local talent too, which we'll get into in a moment. Before we do, let's talk one of the other fights as well on there. We had Julian Smith.
Yeah.
We've highlighted him on the show before. We've seen... segments on, I think even ESPN's picked it up, Deaf Fighter, right? And
they stole it from us at Weighing In with Travis Harmon on Instagram.
That's what they do.
They literally stole it from us, and we got a bunch of hits on it. They seen we were getting a bunch of hits, and ESPN said, we're going to post that now.
If you're following ESPN boxing coverage, you should be following Weighing In with Travis Hartman. This guy is a professional athlete. How many professional fights? We're going to continue.
46.
46. We're going to
170.
We're going to brag on you for a bit. 46 professional.
20 years over 20 years pro now.
How many amateurs again?
170.
170. And what was that AMI career?
156 and 13. So technically 169. Sorry, I was nice. But 169 technically.
Nice.
I was 156 and 13.
Yeah. So the point being,
156
if you're
wins,
following
13 losses.
ESPN boxing, chances are you're watching content that we've already seen and talked about.
But you're also watching content from guys who have never stepped in the ring and don't know most of what they're talking about in most cases.
That's going to be more like me. That's me. I don't step foot in the ring, and I don't know what I'm talking about. So I'm just the producer.
I think you know a little bit.
I know a little bit. Anyways, you should be following us. He mentioned on YouTube. He mentioned on Spotify. There's other audio sources that you get your podcast material from. Wherever you follow, let's say, wherever you follow Joe Rogan, come find us there. Well, I guess he's only Spotify now, right?
I think he's only Spotify up. So we're even better. Well, actually, Spotify, he has video on his Spotify. So, he's video too. But it doesn't matter because we are the number one Boxing, Beards, Bourbon podcast shot in Orlando, Florida, specifically in a boxing gym in Laureate Park, usually on the second floor of the boxing gym. But today we're in the boxing gym, inside of a boxing ring in the world.
I'm not used to doing that role.
I know, all right? That's the first time I've ever done it. You've been pushing it on me slowly but surely. Last week, you let me end it.
The responsibilities.
If you guys watched it all the way to the end, which you probably didn't, jerks, call to action.
I would recommend this.
We got a lot of views on TikTok, by the way, and I posted that.
If you enjoy some of our banter, our wittiness, our thoughts, at the very least, watch the first few minutes and then maybe skip ahead to the next, the final few minutes. You'll be entertained at the very least.
Oh, yeah.
Usually what we do...
The end is the best, usually.
Usually what we do is, especially on YouTube, you'll see in the description area, you can click on the times about when we're talking about something specific. So like last week, we went into our discussion about Michaela Mayer getting robbed on her fight. You might have pulled in some Brian Urlacher content from there too. You could find that on our prior episode, which was episode 145. This is 146. Yeah, folks, we've been doing this a long time. This isn't some flash in the pan pod. No. You might say, hey, your numbers look like it's flash in the pan, but you know what? Suck it. Follow us.
He's not wrong. I agree. I agree wholeheartedly with everything you've just said there.
Yeah, and whatever that you're sucking, that's up to you.
I got your back.
Got it. Okay, so let's talk. Julian Smith. He is also on this card.
The Quiet Storm. Yes. Julian Smith. So while he is only 7-2, why I even bring his record up is because they feed this guy to the best. Literally to the best. He fought this guy named Kevin Haler Brown, he's only 2-0, but he fought in a 10-rounder in his second pro fight. Mm-hmm. He is a very well-renowned Cuban coming over here, is going to make a splash. Will fight for a world title very soon, for sure, at 140. And guess what? Julian the Quiet Storm lost a 10-round decision on 2 of the scorecards. It was 96-94. It was 1 round from being a draw. And Julian Quiet Storm Smith, the why it's a big deal, he is 100% deaf. And I think he is the first, he is one of the, you know what, I'll say it myself. He is one of the first deaf professional boxers.
At least getting
it's
up,
really cool.
Yeah, definitely at least getting to this level at this point, and getting this sort of notoriety, which, you know, we're big supporters of him here. We would love to see him successful in this bout.
He's fought literally almost all undefeated guys. He even beat a 14-0 undefeated guy in July of 2022. He fought the Cuban I just talked about, who's only 2-0, but this Cuban is phenomenal. He lost a 10-round decision. He turned around and fought Julio Rosa, which I think an Orlando guy. He won a 6-round decision. Now he's fighting an 8-0 Orestes Velasquez in a 10-rounder. Like Julian the Quiet Storm Smith is... I don't know. I love his whole story. Please Google him. Please follow us on Weighing In with Travis Harden, because one of our most watched videos is of him fighting here at the Crib Royale in one of his big fights. So like, he's just a cool story. People always want to make excuses to why they can't do something. I'm just like, this guy's 100% deaf. He's got every reason in the book to actually not succeed, and he chooses not to use any of them, and he chooses to succeed. He chooses to look past his incapabilities that probably were, I think he was born deaf, they said. So like, he didn't have a choice. He's 33 years old. He's from Illinois, the Midwest. What up, Midwest? But Julian Smith is awesome. I love the whole story. I'm always rooting for this guy. They put him in tough all the time.
Yeah, I don't even want to call him the underdog anymore, just because I think he has the talent. So
if you look at the BoxRec ratings, Julian Smith is rated 185. This other guy's rated 45.
Yep.
So he is the underdog.
So it'll be a good fight. One way or another, it's a great
fight.
And so we're definitely throwing our support behind him on that. But ultimately,
I'm cheering for him.
Usually when we go to these cards, we mention the local cards. We at least we want a great show. Yeah,
Yep.
We have some friends that might be fighting on the card as well. We want to see them successful. But ultimately, if it's a great show, it's entertaining, the fans are in it, it's great fights, that's what we want to see. That's what we're going to support.
100%. We're boxing fans.
7
man.
days out of 7. So let's move on, because we do have friend Corey Too Smooth Marksman making his call up to the Box Lab guys here on this card. So he's going to be fighting. That's going to be great.
Huge fight. Corey Marksman, I think, believe that he fights for Undisputed Promotions, but they're doing they're letting him fight on this Box Lab card, which is awesome. It's a smart thing to do. He's getting a platform. He's fighting in a 6-rounder. By far his toughest fight to date. He's fighting an 11-0 guy. And if you want to go again, I'm throwing these BoxRec rankings out there. They're not necessarily sound, but it just gives the average person something to go by, right? Corey Marksman is rated 419 by BoxRec. This other guy is rated 221. So he's 200 spots higher than Corey Marksman. That's why I'm just trying to give you like a level of how good this fight's going to be, how competitive this fight's going to be. Technically, Corey Marksman is the underdog, but I've seen this kid. He fought amateur as well. He can fight. He's the underdog on the ratings here, but I don't think he is. I think that Corey Marksman they're smart in their camp, and they knew what they were doing. Yeah. They're not taking this fight because they think he's going to lose. They're taking this fight because they think he's going to win, and he's going to win on a big stage, which is DAZN, Box Lab Promotions, obviously MVP Promotion as well, which is Jake Paul Promotions. So I think it's a smart gamble. I think this is what you're supposed to do when you're coming up in your career. He's 8-0.
But yeah,
let's go.
But we want to see that because he's going then against Aguilar, who's 11-0. These are guys that are probably matched up and lined up pretty comfortably.
Yeah.
Now Corey Marksman, we've seen him fight.
Yep.
He can fight, and he's entertaining. It's kind of the full package of you want. He's going to have local support behind him because let's see, where's Aguilar from? Both Florida guys. So this guy's coming basically from Crescent City.
Jacksonville, yeah. But he was born in Jacksonville, but yeah, Crescent City is where he's at.
So it's going to be 2 local guys, for the most part local, but Corey Marksman definitely fighting out of the Orlando area. So that's going to be entertaining. That's what you want to see, an entertaining card overall. We can travel with regards still to this February 2nd show, headlined by Ashton Sylve. They're at the Caribe Royale. What else are we talking about? I think there's some women's action.
There's a women's fight. I believe they added 2 women's fights, but I know for sure they have one women's fight is Marcelo Cornejo versus Candy Wyatt. You want your BoxRec rankings here? Candy Wyatt is ranked number 11. Cornejo is ranked number 21. So we're seeing some high quality boxing here in Orlando. We've said it before, but for the average person watching the podcast, you guys just need to know that you're getting the best of the best right now. Like you really are. Like you can't have, Canelo Alvarez and Floyd Mayweather's every single fight, but you're getting high level elite people fighting right here in Central Florida.
So you mentioned the second fight on there. It looks like a super flyweight Jasmine Artiga taking on Nancy Franco, and these are all subject to change, folks. So keep that in mind.
Pro boxing is always that way. Yep.
This one looks like it'll probably be a little bit more lopsided. I'm just going off a record. That doesn't necessarily mean everything, but I'm looking. Franco is 19, 18, and 2, whereas Jasmine Artiga is 11, 0, and 1. So, I mean, that's going to be a little bit more lopsided in my opinion. But the rankings are what they are. I made a joke last week about, if you want women's fighting, if you want to really do something about it, gain weight, because there's less and less competition the higher you go.
Oh yeah, I don't know any heavyweight women.
Yeah, but same thing on like these rankings. I mean, you're taking BoxRec rankings on this second women's fight. You're going 45 against 55, it looked like, but the record spread is such a difference. So I mean,
there's not a lot of depth. It's the whole point.
Take that for what
there's
it's
probably
worth.
50 total in there, but
all in all, this is an entertaining card. February 2nd here in Orlando, Florida, Caribe Royale, headlined by Ashton Sylve. This is going to be a Box Lab and MVP show. Tickets, I believe, are probably still on sale. I don't know.
They're at Ticketmaster. You can go check that out as well. Yep.
Yeah. So take a look at that if you're looking for just a high quality sporting event on a Friday night to go to take a look at. Caribe Royale, Orlando, Florida. If you're in the Central Florida area, you should definitely check it out.
Absolutely. It's going to be a great fight. We've been big fans of Box Club Promotions. If you watch any of our stuff here, you know that we've been big fans of them from the beginning.
Yeah.
And we saw other shows, and we've stuck with those guys.
Absolutely. And this isn't a local scene anymore, folks. This is national scene.
I mean, I think it's global even. We have guys fighting from all over the world here now.
Yeah, so keep that in mind. Now we're going to shift gears a little bit on this episode. We talked the local show, looking forward to it, but let's shift to another national show. And we had some results from this weekend. I know this guy you're pretty high on because of the potential of what might be next for him. Why don't you give us a little rundown of what you saw Saturday evening?
Yeah, the fight set up on Saturday evening on DAZN in Phoenix, Arizona, I believe. Jaime Munguía fought John Ryder. And the reason why this is a big fight is because Jaime Munguía has moved up now to 168, which is super middleweight. Who's the king at 168? Canelo Alvarez owns all 4 titles. And Jaime Munguía is 43-0 now because he beats John Ryder. He actually stopped John Ryder in the 9th round, which that's a big deal because John Ryder just a year ago fought Canelo Alvarez and lost a 12-round competitive decision. He did lose 100%. It wasn't like it was controversial. Canelo beat him, but it went over 12 rounds, which was surprising because Canelo can punch. Canelo is a finisher. Canelo is a quality, elite professional boxer, and he's also the undisputed world champion 168. He owns all 4 belts. So Jaime Munguía, 27-year-old, is now trying to challenge the mid-30-year-old Canelo Alvarez. I think that Jaime Munguía versus Canelo Alvarez will happen in May in Las Vegas, Cinco de Mayo weekend. I think it would be huge. Actually, it could happen in Mexico and be even more huger.
I fight no Mexico. I don't know, Weekend Trav, because Canelo Alvarez, for what it's worth, he's been pretty specific on his stance there that he doesn't fight Mexicans.
Yeah. I mean, I think that this one, who's 43-0, but also the funny thing is that Jaime Munguía is promoted by Oscar De La Hoya and now trained also by Freddie Roach, which was actually kind of cool. Yeah. If you watch that, by the way, my little small rant, Freddie Roach looked amazing. Yeah. He wasn't shaking. He was speaking, and his speech was like amazing. So, and why I say that is, if anybody's listening, Freddie Roach has been diagnosed with Parkinson's disease like 10 or so years ago, a long time ago, actually longer than 10 years ago. And he had, at one time when he was training Pacquiao, I mean, he was shaking quite a bit, and now he must be on some other regimen.
Well, I don't know.
He looked good.
I think it's just his consistency to activity.
Yeah.
Holding mitts, training these guys, because I've known plenty of people.
He does boxing workouts still, too.
Yes. I've had clients, I've had others, I've had coworkers that have had Parkinson's, and it's a quick deterioration if you're not doing something physically, going through rehabilitation the whole time. Now, I know that's not a perfect science there. I know that there are certain extremes to like one way or another.
There's other catalysts,
but you're absolutely correct. Not very long ago, he looked rough. I even made comments. I'm like, dude, how's he holding mitts for these guys?
No, he looked
like what advantage are they getting by getting other than his mind?
Yeah.
But he looked good. I was watching him.
Did.
I was watching him warm up he looked good
in the middle of the ring when they went
for
to
what
do
it's
the
worth.
face-off.
I mean, it's not perfect, but it's a lot better than it was.
Oh my gosh, like he was. I mean, Parkinson's is a fast deterioration normally, right? Like and he was going through all that. He was visibly like this.
Yep.
I mean, pretty bad. When they did that, he was speaking in between rounds too. I'm telling you, Freddie Roach's face would look like this.
Yeah.
He literally, I'm telling you, I didn't see a shake or a tremor, which is phenomenal. I wonder what they're doing because that's pretty awesome. I'm so happy for that because Freddie Roach is a former boxer as well himself. I think he had 40-plus pro fights on top of an amateur career too. But it was really cool to see Freddie Roach in the corner of Jaime Munguía, young guy. Freddie Roach is back in the mixture because we're talking about a 27-year-old undefeated super middleweight now wants to challenge the champion at super middleweight, which is Canelo Alvarez. Pretty cool
as a boxing fan to have so many of those kind of bigger names thrown all in the same event. I mean, you had Oscar, obviously, you had Freddie Roach.
And Bernard Hopkins was there too.
I mean, it was a DAZN show, so you had Eddie Roach. So there was like a table interview there also, I think, floating around somewhere that had Roach as
Eddie
well.
Hearn and them.
Eddie Hearn as well as Oscar De La Hoya. So
that's pretty cool.
Kind of cool.
I mean, we're coming. I know I'm getting older now too because like we're coming full circle, man. Like these guys I used to look up to when they were fighting. Now, Bernard Hopkins and Oscar De La Hoya are promoters now, and then they're bringing up the next generation of fighters. Like to be fair, Oscar De La Hoya promoted Canelo until Canelo left, but Oscar De La Hoya was with Canelo from the beginning until when Canelo became a world champion, and now they're not together. But it's pretty cool to see all of these massive people together.
Of course, Oscar De La Hoya is going to say Canelo next, of course.
That's the money fight.
That's the huge money fight.
That's the business fight.
And to me, it makes sense. Will it actually happen? I don't know, because we keep hearing Charlo's name thrown into this mix. I just wouldn't be surprised, Trav, to see that kind of around Cinco de Mayo, the early part of May. The Canelo fight is not what you hope for. It's not this Munguía fight. Yep. It's not Benavidez. It ends up being one of the Charlo twins.
I'm not happy with that because I think Jermell is who Canelo just beat. Jermall would be the one who's the 160-pounder. I think he was the world champion, but he might have got stripped as well. But listen, we're in a fight chat. You're in the group as well. I'm not a big fan of the Charlos. I'm not, because of their inactivity, because of their boisterous confidence from what I don't know. They did win world titles. And their thing to me would be like, yeah, I've never won a world title. I have never won a world title. I never fought for a world championship as a pro. I didn't, but I also didn't have the same promoters they did.
Honestly, they've kind of under the radar held titles, right?
Yes, and that's the exact name for it. They've been under. One of them didn't even defend his title for a whole year because of some injuries. But
it's hard to hate on them for doing that, though.
Listen, I'm not going to hate on them, but I'm going to say that I do not think they deserve these fights. I don't think they deserve a Canelo fight. I think that Jaime Munguía, who just beat John Ryder, who just fought Canelo, Jaime Munguía deserves that fight. Yeah. I hope Canelo and them make it happen. I hope Oscar doesn't hold that negotiations up because he's got a little bit of a riff with Canelo because Canelo left Oscar De La Hoya. But I hope that fight does happen because I think it's huge.
I think his rift energy is focused elsewhere right now. We won't get into that this week. Let's pursue this idea. Let's pursue Munguía and Alvarez. Based on what you saw there, him against John Ryder.
So, Jaime Munguía.
Do you think that version of Jaime Munguía is going to be competitive enough against one Saul Canelo Alvarez?
So, before I say my thing, I think Jaime Munguía looked better than he's ever looked.
Sure.
Okay?
Great.
I'm giving that.
Great. 43-0.
43-0. Looked phenomenal against John Ryder, who John Ryder, by all means, is a very tough dude.
32-6.
He's a tough
32
guy.
32-7, no, sorry.
He's a tough guy. But Canelo Alvarez beats Jaime Munguía still. And that's because Canelo Alvarez is who he is. This dude is legit. However, listen, I mean, every day, Canelo's getting a little bit older. Every day, Father Time is not on Canelo's side. So, I think if Canelo is going to fight Jaime Munguía, he needs to do it now. Beat a young, 27-year-old, undefeated, 43-0 young dude to kind of like solidify, but you know what? I'm only like 34. I think Canelo's only 34, 35. be like, you know what, I still beat a younger guy, an undefeated guy. I still got it. I think that's what I want to see out of Canelo. I really want to see him fight Munguía because then, you know who I want to see him fight? Who you want to see him fight? Who everybody wants to see him fight? Benavidez. But I need you to get past Munguía, and I need you to look good getting past Munguía because I want to root for you. I want to pick you over Benavidez, but I don't know depending on how you look.
I don't know. I just think him as a Mexican patriot, why would he want to derail an up-and-coming superstar in Munguía, 27 years old, 43-0, and you were going to run into a buzzsaw named Canelo Alvarez? Do you think Canelo Alvarez, as with all of his Mexican pride, is going to want to do that against another Mexican potential superstar in the making there? Baby-faced guy, young-looking guy. I mean,
he looks 20s. He looks in his 20s. He's not 27. He looks like he's 21. He's celebrating his 21st.
Yeah, you're going to have to, every time he orders tequila in the bar, you are definitely...
He's getting carded.
And I can...
Mexico, I think he can drink
I could say those jokes because I'm quarter Mexican. But that being said...
any of those jokes.
That being said...
Because I'm so Caucasian.
I just don't think he's going to pursue that. Because,
you don't think Canelo will?
No, because why does he have to?
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't have to. So that's the thing. Canelo doesn't have to.
No.
Whatever, but that's why I like Canelo.
I think
because Canelo never has to.
I think he wants to run through as many Americans as possible before even bother entertaining that. Imagine, now this fight could potentially happen, but maybe it happens next year or the year after that.
Yeah, but the next American, Benavidez is American. I think he'd be better off picking Munguía over Benavidez. I think Munguía would be a great tune-up before Benavidez. And listen, I don't mean that as in a derogatory way towards Munguía because I think Munguía is quality. Munguía is he's world championship level. But I think Benavidez beats Munguía. So that's why I want to see Canelo get past him. But also, remember this. I think Canelo owes it to Munguía to give him this opportunity because Canelo Alvarez was only 24 years old and I think 40-something and 0.
Sure.
And who did he fight?
Sure.
He fought Floyd Mayweather, who was like 36. Canelo's right there. Canelo's 34, 35. He's around that range, right? And Floyd Mayweather gave that opportunity to Canelo, who was undefeated, 24 years old. Floyd Mayweather was 36 years old. A lot of people thought past his prime, and he went out there and dominated Canelo Alvarez. Okay? So maybe this could be the same thing. You know what? You need to give the younger generation an opportunity. If you deserve to hold that crown, I'm talking about Canelo, if you deserve to hold that crown, then you will fend it off against a guy like Jaime Munguía. I want to see it. I think the world wants to see it. I think you need to fight him because then the only other fight you need to fight is David Benavidez. Yeah. That's the two fights right now I think are 100% on his plate.
I think we're making a lot, or you are making a lot of assumptions in that thought. I think Canelo Alvarez, pardon my French, I don't think Canelo Alvarez gives a shit. I don't think he cares to fight these guys. Not because he's ducking. Like everyone online says that he's ducking Benavidez.
He's not.
I just think he just doesn't care. Like, why would he care to? Why would he? Just because the fans want it? Dude has so many championships. His record speaks for itself. What he's done for boxing. His resume is incredible. The amount of money he has. He walks around like Hugh Hefner, rest in peace, in pajamas. Canelo Alvarez walks around in Gucci-made pajamas with his initials on it and thinks they're normal clothes. They're not normal clothes. They're pajamas.
Yeah, but here's the deal, though. Canelo does care. Canelo is a legacy guy. Canelo, his whole like brand is no boxing, no life. So
but he does care. He fights no Mexico.
He does care. I can't think. That's funny that you say that. He needs to fight a Mexican fighter.
Well, yeah,
Cinco de Mayo. It needs to be. So it's funny because Cinco de Mayo weekend used to be owned by Floyd Mayweather. He owned that day. He did. To be fair, he did. He owned that whole weekend. But now Canelo Alvarez owns it. Okay.
Yeah.
Fight a Mexican. Yeah. Fight a Mexican. And that could be David Benavidez, too, because David Benavidez is Mexican. But Jaime Munguía is Mexican, still lives there. He is like, Viva Mexico.
I guess we shall see. It's too early to tell. I'm sure we'll hear more rumblings as we get probably past the heavyweight bout next month, kind of what Canelo Alvarez is doing. I mean, hands down, he's going to fight because he always fights that weekend. It's just a matter of against who. So we'll see. But the rumor mill so far has been Charlo, right? So that being said, hold on, because you just passed this to me.
What I typed, not the message.
Oh, gotcha. I was like,
Just in case.
where are you passing me notes?
Not the message. That was.
This is
well, that actually is in the message.
See, this is a good thing. This is the good thing here that this is a podcast and I was talking to you. This is not a news
if you're on
program.
Spotify, then you can't see that.
Yeah, you just skip ahead. You just skip ahead 10 seconds, and now you know that we're moving on from talking about Canelo Alvarez and Munguía and Benavidez and Charlo, and we're actually talking about another local show that's coming. Unfortunately, this drops on Wednesday. Maybe it'll drop on Tuesday. It just depends on how quickly production takes.
Yeah, B Money, what up?
We'll see.
B Money's been ahead of the game though. You've been ahead of the curve. Last week you were.
I'm just looking for outlets we can travel. My life is in shambles. It's like hot lava is spewing, erupting around me, and I don't know what to do but to stand there.
That's good. First of all, your life is not in shambles.
I know,
but you are going
but
through
I like to,
certain changes.
I like to create a picture
for the listeners. Are you building a picture for everybody?
But anyways, so Wednesday there's another fight, a show
January
in Plant
31st,
City,
White Sands Event Center in Plant City.
On a Wednesday night. I've had my criticisms on the fact that they had to choose this date and whatever else, but friend of ours, Ryan, Main Event Maine. Ryan Maine, okay? Maine spelled like the state. Ryan Maine, okay? He is on this card. I don't know if he's main event or co-main event on this. His last show he was main event, but this, I don't want to be misquoted on it. But he fights this Wednesday in Plant City, Florida. We want to show some love to him. Cheer him on to hopefully will be another successful victory. Hopefully back in the knockout column too would be fantastic. But do you have his record pulled up here?
Ryan Maine, yeah, he's 4-0. Right, and this is a Pro Box card over in Plant City. Pro Box has been doing some pretty big things over there, and they've been doing it on a Wednesday, and I kind of like it because
Come on.
I do. I like a Wednesday because I get boxing on a Wednesday, and then I only have to wait a couple of days.
Come on.
And then I get it on a Friday, then I get it on a Saturday. Anytime you give me boxing B money, I love it.
Here's interesting.
So he's not the main events.
But
no.
Here's the thing. We're showing a lot of respect to Box Rec today because we're both on it. Interesting. Do you see the May TBA on there? On his?
The what?
On Ryan Maine's Box Rec profile?
Oh, that's his next fight, though.
Yeah, I'm just surprised. I haven't heard about that. A little TBA.
He does. He's
local.
got another one scheduled past this one, which is a little different, but that is, and that's May 18th.
Well, he's fighting Jorge this Wednesday. Jorge Rodrigo Sosa. There, as Weekend Trav said, in the White Sands Event Center, Plant City. Everything's subject to change there, but that's a Wednesday night, 6-round affair here. Let me see if I can get the event card. What's going on here? And it looks to be probably not main event here, but
there's 3 10-rounders before that, so yeah.
Yeah. So he's going to be mid-card, but that's fine too. They're going to lose a lot of fans going to watch him fight, by the way. I know plenty of people going to watch him fight on a Wednesday.
100%.
It speaks a lot to Ryan Maine.
It does.
He has a lot of talent. We've seen him fight. Exciting fight. Nice guy, by the way. We've had him on the show. We've had you've interviewed him. Awesome
in this
guy.
Corner. Check it out.
Awesome guy. Actually, he just he ran a training session that I was a part of this past Saturday, and once again, pardon my French, fuck you, guy, because it sucked. It sucked, but it was good, but it sucked. Anyways, so
he had
Ryan
a good mentor, Craig Duncan, who taught him how to do those things.
Yeah, and he still trains with Craig, and so good things going on over there with Mr. Craig Duncan.
So just like I told Ryan this on Instagram, and he knows this, so I'm going to repeat it again, but. I respect what Ryan Maine does because Ryan Maine is a hard worker. He's a believer in Christ. He loves his Lord and Savior. He's a hard worker. He takes boxing serious. He's got a trainer in Craig Duncan who also takes it serious. Those guys are quality boxing pugilists. And they bring respect to the game. I don't care what his record is. He's undefeated. He's 4-0. But I don't care what his record is. I love supporting guys who chase their dreams, and they do it in the right way.
And put the work in.
He does it in the right way. And what I mean by that is just that. He puts the work in. Yeah. He doesn't take shortcuts. He doesn't do any flashy BS stuff. And he does it the right way. And again, I love the fact that he believes in God. We talked about it on the podcast. We talked about it in this corner. Ryan Maine, you're the man. Keep working hard. Keep doing what you do. Keep chasing your dream. We support you. We appreciate you. Thanks for coming on the show. We hope you come back again. But we'll be rooting for you on Wednesday. Everybody else, tune in. Pro Box, Ryan, Main Event Maine will be fighting.
Absolutely. Here's how flashy he gets, Weekend Trav, because he doesn't get too flashy, but here's how flashy he gets. The brother wears cornrows if his hair's long enough underneath a cowboy hat. He'll come to the ring in the cowboy hat.
Love it.
I don't know what his walk song is, but even his box rec photo is him with cornrows. I don't think his hair is long enough right now because I think when I cut my hair, it was a similar time frame where he cut his hair, and I was like, hey, we were like pointing at each other like the Spider-Man meme.
That's funny. But you know why we love him too? He's got a beard.
He does have a beard.
He's got a beard and cornrows.
So he checks that.
What up, Ryan Maine?
Beards, Bourbon, Boxing. He checks 2 boxes
We
so
love
far
it.
that I know of. Anyways, good
We
dude.
support it.
Support it. That is this Wednesday, January 31st in Plant City, Ryan, Main Event, Maine. Weekend Trap.
Yes, sir.
Let's
You're
talk
making
about
your
what we're
little
drinking.
crosses. Okay. Ooh, B Money, what we're drinking. I love what we're drinking because B Money got this for Travis because of, what was it called? Diapers and Dudes. I had a little baby shower called Diapers and Dudes.
And I couldn't make it because I
didn't
was kitten sitting. Is what I've coined it as, kitten sitting. I just got a brand new kitten.
Can you guys please look at B Money? And
my spouse has a lot of stuff going
serious.
on with her new art studio and work, and our schedules are all effed up and whatever. Anyways, I was kitten.
Congratulations,
sitting.
Amber, on your new studio. I do
Yeah,
think
yeah.
that's worth it. Congratulations.
And, yeah, so I'm sure we'll talk about that in future episodes because I like plugging small business.
Oh, we do,
Because
actually.
we
do.
you own a small business, I own a small business,
We do.
so it's
Small businesses make this country great. We are going to make this country great again with our small businesses.
one drink of Jefferson's Reserve at a time. So yes, we are drinking Jefferson's Reserve, which we've had Jefferson's Ocean here before, which is a cool story in itself.
Weekend Trav was a big fan of it because of the story.
So this,
But you liked it though, didn't you? Like
I
it a
loved
little
it.
bit.
Yeah, it tasted good.
Okay, yeah,
tasted good.
Okay,
But this is their, I don't know if it's their highest end, but it's definitely on the higher end side. Jefferson's Reserve single barrel twin oak custom barrel. And actually on the damn label it says very rare.
very rare.
So I'm going to say they're not liars and they're being accurate. It's very rare.
Listen, I mean, I'm going to agree with you.
Truth in advertising. Jefferson's Reserve single barrel Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey. This stuff. Okay, and there you go. And it was handpicked by your local ABC liquor store.
What up?
Barrel number 50. This is bottle 246 of barrel 50. Just so you know.
I like it.
There you go for
That's why I love
the fans at home.
I love our bourbon part of our podcast. I love it. It makes me happy inside.
Do we need to get back on the bourbon lounge thing? Do we need to do that?
I don't know. We can do it right now.
Okay, so
What are the fans want? Right now.
I don't know.
They say it right now. They say,
every time we
we
did
need to
it,
get
we
on
have
it.
like 12 views.
Yeah, no, we got like 30. No, we got over 100 on a couple.
Huh.
I can't remember which ones it was, but we got a couple. I got some haterade on my Blanton's Gold rating. On one of the
Because
guys
it wasn't, to me, it's not
commented.
worth it. Yeah.
It wasn't, and I love. You know that I love
know you
Blanton's.
love it. You're
Even
a
off air,
fanboy,
he knows
fanboy.
that I am a fan.
He's a mark.
I love it. But which is cool about Blanton's is that it's every single. I still heard that every single Blanton's barrel is a little bit different. Blanton's is not always going to taste the same. It's always a little bit different. So
You
I
can say the
loved
same
it.
thing for almost anything, but keep going.
Not necessarily. These commercial ones, they make exactly every single time.
Well, that's ass
It's
juice.
blah, 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 whatever. Yeah. But anyway, it's cool because the Blanton's Gold that we had specifically,
It's okay.
it was okay. Was it worth the money?
No.
No. And I like Blanton's, and it's expensive, hard to get. But the regular Blanton's we had tasted better than the
Don't you
Gold.
want us to be honest, folks?
They do.
That's what we're doing. We're being honest.
However, we're going to do it on the podcast next time.
Okay.
We're going to do Blanton's straight from the barrel.
You have it? Okay.
I have that, and it's
This guy is this.
it's
He's the
some-
hookup.
It's the cherry. It's good.
Okay, so this is Jefferson's Reserve, right?
Yep. Let's give it a rating.
Okay, so once again, you drink it neat. I drink it on ice.
Mm-hmm.
We've had a few of them at this point.
We've had a few for sure. Listen, I don't mind going first here. If you want me to go first,
Okay, go ahead.
I like it. I've actually B Money bought this for me over the weekend because my diapers and dudes thing was on Saturday, so I drank some on Saturday, and I actually really like it. I'm gonna give this a pretty high rating for me, and I'm gonna go with 7.9.
Wow.
Yes.
Holy moly.
And the only one that's ever been 8.0 or above, I believe,
Yeah,
is
it's
Blanton's.
Blanton's.
Yeah. I'm going 7.9. I actually really, and I have 3 and they always change, but it's how I feel in the moment, how it tastes, and something else. I don't know what else there's. But right now, when I was drinking it before the podcast over the weekend, I was like, oh my God, this is really good.
You were having a good moment.
I had like 3 glasses and I was just chilling,
Yeah.
doing nothing.
Diapers
It
and
wasn't even
Dudes.
the moment. I didn't do that during
watching
the
boxing.
Diapers and Dudes. I was watching boxing. I was happy.
Yeah.
So that helped. And it tastes good. That helped.
Yeah.
The third one is, I don't know what it is. It smelled good. I don't know. But
And it
it
does
was
smell good.
quality. I like it. I think so. I don't know what the price point is, B Money, because B Money bought this, so that's on you.
It's if you're going
So-
okay. So what I'll say on the price point before
You can Google it, but you can say it.
if you're at a liquor store, it's a premium price point. It's not like behind the counter price point, but
think
it's
it's worth
like
it, though.
when you're looking at the shelves and you're like, why would I spend that for this? That's the price point.
It's good. I liked it.
Okay.
So I think you,
so from
you
that
did a good
standpoint,
choice.
good. 7.9 is really high.
It is. That's why I wanted to go first. Because I don't think you're going to rate it that high, but I like it.
No, but I think it might influence a little bit. You've had more
Did I
of it than I
influence you?
have, but I didn't even expect to have any of it to begin with. To be honest, I got it as a pure gift for you.
You know that I'm a share bear.
Without any sort of I don't know.
Ulterior motive.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that was fine. I knew that. That's
I'm
why I
drinking
drank
your Coors Light instead.
We drink Coors Light. We're still not Bud Light fans yet.
Well,
I'm not.
when
You could be.
No,
I'm not an
I'm
Anheuser-Busch
not.
fan. I'm actually, to be fair, I never really have been a Bud Light fan.
I don't know. There's a lot of stuff in their portfolio, so I might drink something and say, "Oh, I like this," but it might be a Anheuser-Busch thing.
Yeah, Anheuser-Busch has a lot.
But Bud
InBev
Light,
does a
Bud
lot.
Light. I'll be honest. I'm still mad at you,
Yeah, I agree.
but I also didn't like it to begin with.
Yeah, so that doesn't.
I
say
like
much.
pure Budweiser better than Bud Light.
I'm a little bit upset with Anheuser-Busch.
If I'm gonna get drunk, I'm gonna drink the calories too. Though I'm
Yeah.
drinking Coors Light.
Make it worth it.
So you had 7.9. I'm gonna give it a 7.7, which is still a
Oh, that's not
massively high
bad.
score.
That's super high.
That
the average
ab-
is up there.
And really, I did a 7.7 in order to have easy math for 7.8 is our average score. 7.8 boxing gloves out of 10 for Jefferson's Reserve Single Barrel. It is twin oak custom barrel. I don't know what that really means.
Very rare.
I mean, does that mean that their barrel has 2 layers of oak, or does that mean that they twice did it?
I don't know.
Twin oak.
We should ask Jefferson Reserve.
It was the same tree twice
It could have been.
that made the. I don't know, but it's very good. It's,
Double oak is in it. The top
So,
was oak. The bottom was oak.
I'll give you. You get the oakiness. It comes through.
Yeah, I taste it for sure. Like
Not,
I feel
but
it.
not overwhelming.
It's almost like a smoky.
We've
oak,
had
though.
we've had some that you can definitely get a lot of that oak flavor, and it's almost too much. This is a good level of it. It goes down smooth. It's good on the nose. So overall, I like it. Price point, would I want to spend that for this again? I'll be honest, no, I won't.
Really?
Yeah.
So it was kind of expensive then.
It was more. I mean, I want to say it was breaking a bank. Hey,
So B Money, it was expensive.
it's more expensive than we're used to paying. But that being said, 7.8 is a great score. 7.8 boxing gloves.
Yeah.
It's a great score.
That's a phenomenal. Listen, we've said this before. Over a 7.0 is a great score. Based on our ratings, we don't rate stuff very high. We don't. And I think that's what should make us a good
here's the
rating
thing.
system.
Honestly,
Because we don't rate a lot of stuff high.
If you give anything a 10, that's it. You can't go beyond
You're done.
that.
I feel like your rating is done after
It's
that.
done.
Yeah.
I have no respect to your rating system if you do that. Dunk contests.
We're not there yet.
How many stupid 10s have they given in the NBA slam dunk contest over the years?
Yeah, but we're better than that.
Yeah.
We're better than the NBA.
Yeah, because you know what? Beyond Vince Carter, no one beats Vince Carter, old school OG.
What about Michael Jordan from like the half court?
Technically, he stepped within
He did.
the free throw line.
He did. It wasn't free throw. Technically,
Yeah.
it wasn't.
Vince Carter changed the game. No
So-
one does what he did.
I don't disagree. I think Vince Carter was probably one of the better dunkers in the history of our sport.
Mm-hmm.
Dominique Wilkins is pretty good too. But Vince Carter, phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
I got to fight in front of Vince Carter
Oh, that's cool.
in Atlantic City.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Vince Carter, Mainland High
But
School.
Vince Carter's a phenomenal
Florida.
guy. Phenomenal athlete.
Yeah, local guy.
He's from Florida?
Central Florida.
I did not know that.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty cool. It's even better. That makes Central Florida even better.
Yeah.
We're already a fan. We already live here. We're already a fan.
There you go. Well, I wouldn't say like I'm a fan of everything. Oh, I love it. This one's
Not
going.
everything,
This
but I'm a fan of some.
146 is going long. I love it.
I like it. That's
Mm-hmm.
what she said. It's going long. Did she say that?
I don't know if she wants to say that.
She would have said that.
She could
I
have.
hope that she would have said that.
I hope that she could have thought about possibly saying that.
Shoulda, coulda, woulda. but
and maybe probably didn't say
for
that.
Sure, better have, or we will knock on your. What we're gonna do? I'm gonna knock on the door. Mm-hmm. You're gonna answer. I'm gonna punch you in the face.
So I got to take the chain off too.
You do, yep.
Okay.
But I'm gonna be nice before you do that because I want you to open the door.
Amazon.
Yes.
Delivering
I want
package.
you to open the door. Oh, I got a package for you. Whatever. Here's my package. You know what my package is? Is a balled up fist right in the mouth, right in the kisser. Because why? Because if you don't subscribe to us, we've added only a couple subscribers in the last month. Why are you not subscribing to us? Are we not that phenomenal? Our Instagram page is growing. Why are we not growing on our YouTube page? So stop it.
That's
We added a new subscriber today. I saw that. I don't know who it was, but we're at 939.
Look it up and let's give that person some love.
939.
We should even tag the minute. We're gonna contact this
let's just
fake
do it.
account,
Let's just do it. I don't even care.
Let's go to the email. Go to the email.
We love you. Oh, I deleted it. Let me
go to the trash.
So,
anyways, now we're just rambling.
I got you. Okay. Okay. Sasha Key, SACHAKII. She has 0 subscribers. Or I say she. Why do I say she? I don't know.
You're hopeful.
Well, that's actually probably offensive that I said she. It probably could be a they. We don't know.
I mean,
we don't know.
There's a different pronoun world we live in.
We don't know, but we do appreciate your subscription.
Who do you feel like you are in this moment?
Sasha, please contact Wayne with Travis Hartman and let us know who you want us to recognize you as, because we don't know with the name.
But we appreciate it.
We do appreciate the subscriber because we're looking to hit 1,000. You know what? 60 days. 60 days. We got to
pump out the content.
Let's make a bet. Okay. Both of us.
Okay.
In 60 days from today.
Net.
What is today?
Of ones we lose too. It's got to be 1,000.
February 28th. So March 28th.
I'll give you to March 31st.
March 31st. Okay, end of the month. March 31st. If we don't have 1,000 subscribers.
I don't want to bet against that. I think we both should do something if we get 1,000.
That's the point. This bet is for me and you.
Okay.
Against that.
So what do we have to do?
We're a team. So we have to drink swill.
Oh my gosh.
As well as do how many ever push-ups subscribers that we have at that point of March 31st, whatever subscribers we have, if we lose. So if we have 959, we have to do, we get a week to do
the difference?
We have to do the
difference. Okay.
No, not the difference. We have to, if we don't hit 1,000, if we don't hit 1,000, whatever subscribers we have in that moment, we have to do that many push-ups. We have 939 right now.
What's the time frame that we have to do that? All in one sitting?
We can split them.
So all in one sitting? That's not going to work.
I think we should
do 1,000 a day. You ain't doing 1,000 a day.
We're doing a live. We're doing a live.
That's what's his face's football workout.
If we hit 1,000, we don't have to do any. So if we have 950, 450 each.
You're encouraging.
We're doing it on a live.
No.
We're doing it on a live.
See, well, here's the thing.
Me and B Money.
You're encouraging people to unsubscribe here. By the way, dummy.
Shit.
Yeah. No, I'm taking the push-up thing off the table.
Wait. So how
the
about
swill
this?
Is good.
The swill is awesome, but no, they're not listening enough for this. I still think punishment for us. We should do it.
I'm not doing 1,000 push-ups.
No, we split it. So it's a team effort.
I'm not doing 450 push-ups.
On a live.
500 push-ups.
I think people will make us do that and then subscribe to us right after.
If we breach 1,000, maybe we should then do 500 each.
That's a good one. Okay, so the bet is
this is
by March 31st, 60 days from today, by March 31st.
Whatever our subscriber base is at midnight.
On March 31st.
We drink swill, but we also split that.
Ooh, better. Boy. We don't have to drink any swill.
No, I should.
If we hit 1,000.
We should in general.
Okay, but also we're doing push-ups. Cheers to it. Cheers to it. It's in the books. It's a deal?
I guess.
By March 31st.
March 31st.
I'm going to advertise the crap out of this on our Instagram page.
So we
on our
don't?
YouTube page.
Or so does that mean we have to do it or don't have to do it?
If we hit 1,000, we don't have to.
Oh, I think we should if we do it.
You think we should do the push-ups?
Positive reinforcement.
450, but we have to do it on an Instagram live.
That's dumb. I'm not going to do
No.
I'm not going to do 500 push-ups live. How
We're
long?
gonna do it.
We're going to be Instagram live for 6 hours.
Exactly. And we're gonna pull
We're
an
not.
all-nighter.
Stop
We're gonna
it.
pull an all-nighter. B Money's not backing off.
This guy's
we're
an
gonna
idiot.
do it all-nighter.
Because you and I have so much time to do that. At that
zero
same
free time.
point,
But I also feel
is there
really
anything
good
else
right
going
now.
on in your life at that
No,
same point?
but I feel really good right now,
Okay.
so that's why we're doing that.
Okay, wait a minute. I'm trying to think about
Who's gonna really
pregnancy
hold us to this?
schedule. Like, how many months do you have left?
Oh, the baby could actually be born.
That's what I'm talking about.
It
Yeah,
actually could be born.
you don't have 6 hours to spare. But anyways, okay,
I'm
fine.
gonna take off some work and I'll have some time.
Some hodgepodge of what you just discussed and I agreed to.
We're gonna do something
Yeah. And
amazing.
We stirred it up.
1,000 subscribers.
Verbal schmegma. I'm going to call
Make
it that.
it happen. Would love you. Make it happen. 1,000 subscribers.
That sounded good on the phones. Weekend Trav.
You liked it.
So that's all I got to talk about right now.
Yeah, I don't think.
Do you have anything else?
No, I don't think we have anything. I think we actually, for our own sake, to not get canceled.
I had some
probably
like.
eliminated. What do you got?
Well, no, I
you have
forgot
something?
because I was thinking like all week long. I was like, oh, I'm going to mention this. Oh, I have a joke. I have this. I forgot them all.
I mean, listen. If you want to have a joke, I have to go to the bathroom really bad. So if you want to stay on here and talk to the people,
I don't.
for a minute.
I don't.
Can.
What have the people done for me?
We love you. They gave us
Remember-
939 subscribers.
Remember last week? I'm done. I'm done. I'm bitter. I'm bitter. Brandon is here. This is who I am.
Guys, can we help Brandon? Can we not be money? Can we help be money and not? I had a call to action on TikTok. We got one of our most viewed TikTok videos that I posted.
Do we have it?
Yes, I post on there. Weighing in with Travis
Do
Hartman.
we have like
I
people
did.
that follow this?
We do actually.
Really?
We had like over 2,000 views on a video where I was like, "We have a call to action." Remember when I did that whole spiel at the very end? I posted
No.
just that spiel. You let me close the show out, and I was
Oh.
like, "We have a call to action. We got to do this." Yeah, TikTok actually responded because they viewed it a lot. So whatever. But today,
the TikTok.
But today, you, the producer, are gonna close the show.
Sure. Final thoughts.
That was my final thoughts.
Okay. Well, I don't have any final thought either because I forgot them all. I had some good stuff lined up all week long. I was creative. I was like, oh man, I'm going to mention this Sunday. And I forgot.
Is that your final thoughts?
My final thought is I forgot.
I feel like every 40-year-old plus.
So
gets
if
it.
that's enough to get you off your seat, get your thumb in action, to hit the thumb up button, the like button, the subscribe button, hit the bell icon too if you want to be notified every time we drop content, whether it's an interview, a podcast episode, maybe we bring back the Bourbon Lounge. I don't know. We got a lot of stuff going on. This is only the podcast segment of
Cigar and Bourbon
the
Lounge.
brand. The brand is Weighing In with Travis Hartman, named after this guy over here. Weighing In with Travis Hartman, okay? If you like what you hear, hit the thumb up. Follow us on Instagram at Weighing In with Travis Hartman. TikTok, I'm assuming, is the same thing.
It is.
I don't know.
Everywhere you want to follow us, just type in Weighing In with Travis Hartman, you'll follow us.
Yeah,
We're
you'll
there.
see
We're
our
there.
dumb faces on screen. Is that good?
It's beautiful.
That there is the talent Weekend Trav.
That there is the producer, a.k.a. B Money. Thanks for listening, guys.
God bless. Is my money back? No, that's good. Okay.